Hey guys, it's the Coaster Battleman here, bringing you a video that I have been promising for a while now. My dad's top 10 roller coasters, and I know this could be not your opinion, and if your favorite ride is not on here, don't put any rude comments on there, but I get it. It is your opinion on what your favorite ride is, but these are my dad's top 10 coasters. And here are some honorable mentions: Goliath at Six Flags Great America, Gatekeeper at Cedar Point, for Bolton at Busch Gardens Williamsburg, Raging Bull and at Six Flags Great America, and Mr. Freeze Reverse Blast at Six Flags St. Louis. Now I know my dad has ridden more rides than I have that are roller coasters because he's been to Magic Mountain. He hasn't been there since like 2000 or something, like a while ago. So it is tough to say if I were to ride these rides and rank them, but let's move on to Goliath at Six Flags Magic Mountain. My dad's thoughts: he thought the ride was very intense, had some great G-force, and the ride made my mom black out, so it's actually my mom, not my dad's mom, but Goliath, great hypercoaster. It's not the greatest layout though in my opinion, but it is very fast and tall, has a pretty good drop, but overall the layout could be better, in my opinion. Number 9 is Manta at SeaWorld Orlando, and my dad's thoughts: very cool theme, fits perfectly with the SeaWorld theme, and it's very smooth. In my opinion, I really do agree with that, and I really want to ride this ride. And for a flying coaster, it has a great layout, it's awesome, and overall Manta takes the 9 spot. Number 8 is Alpengeist at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. In my dad's opinion, it's a pretty wild ride, one element after another, which is true with B&M inverts, and this ride just has element after element, and it's very fun, in his opinion. But in my opinion, I do agree that this is a wild ride. It's very intense, pretty good inversions, but the only problem with Alpengeist, in my opinion, is that it is one of the rougher B&M inverts. But when I went to Busch Gardens back in 2014, I didn't really find this ride to be rough at all. No headbanging, so yeah. Let's move on to number 7, Diamondback at Kings Island. My dad's thoughts about Diamondback: it tops Raging Bull at Great America, which is one of the first B&M hypercoasters he has rode. But then he rode Diamondback and liked it a lot more than Raging Bull. Super smooth, very fun ride, in his opinion. I really do agree that this ride is very fun. Plus it has some great airtime. The floater air is just very awesome on Diamondback. Just an awesome B&M hyper, and it's actually my third favorite roller coaster I have ridden. Number 6 is Val Raven at Cedar Point. My dad's thoughts: it's worth the long wait because he loves the view before the first drop. And in my opinion, the ride has some great hang time on the Immelman, the roll that it has after the mid-course brake run. The dive loop is good. In my opinion, the inversions have some pretty good hang time. The drop is pretty good. And the restraints, I really like the restraints. Number 5 is Banshee at Kings Island. And my dad's thoughts: it is definitely worth the trip to Kings Island. And it's very smooth and fast. I really like the coaster overall. It's very awesome. And there is some great hang time on the last inversion. Best drop on an invert, in my opinion. The drop is awesome, back row or front row. To me, this ride, in the middle, it's not that great. Or it is great, but not as good as front row or back row. Number 4 is Griffin at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. And my dad's thoughts: he really likes the water breaks on this ride and the short wait time. Plus the drop is amazing, especially in the front row, in his opinion. Basically on every dive coaster, the front row during the opening drop is awesome when you face the ground. And in my opinion, this is an awesome B&M dive coaster. Best drop on any dive coaster I have ridden. Number 3 is Storm Runner at Hershey Park. This is an intimate launch coaster, and my dad's thoughts, I know I haven't ridden this since 2014, but the first launch, in my dad's opinion, is one of a kind. It's a wild ride after the launch, and after the first time riding, went back in line to ride again. For some reason, I didn't get back in line to ride this ride in 2014 at Hershey Park because I wanted to ride the Vekoma Boomerang there. But my thoughts, I only rode it once and I don't really remember my experience on it. But the layout looks awesome on this ride, and it looks pretty intense too. Number 2 is the Rock and Roller Coaster at Disney's Hollywood Studios. My dad's thoughts, best theming of any roller coaster out there, and the inversions are great. And in my opinion, it is one of the best Vekomas. The launch is awesome, and just a very fun coaster. But overall, it's definitely the best Disney roller coaster. But it's, in my opinion, it's not one of those Banshee or Diamondback or any of those over-the-top roller coasters. It's nothing too crazy, because I know Rock and Roller Coaster is a clone, which could make you feel bad if this is one of your favorite rides, but this is still a very good Vekoma roller coaster, don't get me wrong. Plus, in my opinion, this is actually similar to the Flight of Fear coasters, but for once, Vekoma's smoother than Premier rides with Spaghetti Bowl type roller coasters, which is pretty weird. But number 1, in my dad's opinion, is Cheetah Hunt at Busch Gardens, Tampa. I know I haven't ridden this since 2011, and I wasn't even tall enough to ride Kumba or Manta or any of those crazy rides. But my dad's thoughts, it was the most fun ever had at a theme park and loved it a lot. In my opinion, it's a great intimate family launch coaster, very enjoyable, and overall it's an awesome ride. And in my opinion, it's the best family coaster out there. Has an inversion, turns, drops, and launches. This ride just packs in a little bit of everything that you want out of a coaster and makes it a family-style ride for everyone. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos.